women, I'm actually referring to all of us, because these concepts of how our unconscious works and how we develop our ability apply universally, regardless of our identity. Over my decades of doing this work, I've also found that using we and us tends to make the concepts more accessible and inviting. Some of the terms, concepts, and frameworks in the pages ahead will be familiar to readers of Filter Shift, How Effective People See the World. As my first book, Filter Shift, introduced these concepts, while this book advances and deepens them. It also provides more tangible tools for individuals to develop and contribute to broader equity. Readers of Filter Shift continually tell me that the stories throughout the book engaged them and allowed them to better understand the concepts. So, while Thinking at the Speed of Bias goes deeper into key concepts, they are illustrated through stories. These stories come from real situations and events. I have reconstructed them based on my memory. Aside from my husband's name, I have changed the names of all involved to provide anonymity. Some of these stories are composites of various situations and events. Because we don't experience differences only in the workplace, those stories also go beyond the workplace. In addition to stories, perhaps more importantly, each chapter closes with tangible next steps that individuals can take to develop. Use this book as both a guide and a workbook. Use it to match your positive intent with an equally positive impact. Use it to increase your awareness of your unconscious and your ability to challenge it. Use it to break through the frustration and helplessness that a knowledge of the immensity of inequities elicits, and counter that with tangible, individual action. Use it in your organizations to create more equitable decisions, policies, and environments. Through those tools, my hope is to empower you, the reader, to make a difference and to contribute to a more just and equitable workplace and world. Chapter 1. Slowing Down to Catch Up. Active Conscious. With cheetah print leggings, a striped skirt, and matching gold necklace and bracelet that looked more like tinsel garland than jewelry, her outfit might be considered gaudy if she weren't a preschooler. With her hair pulled back in a loose braid, she sits with 3 fellow classmates at a table, each with a pool of green Play-Doh and a glorious selection of Play-Doh toys, from tiny rolling pins to various stamps and carvers resembling small pizza cutters in front of them. Across from her sits another young girl with "Friends" emblazoned in bold purple letters across the top of her t-shirt, fittingly appearing to be more concentrated on her friend to her left and what he is stamping into his Play-Doh pool. In his hands is what appears to be an overturned model car that he's working to envelop into the dough as he's talking to the boy across the table from him. That last classmate, intent on the cutter he's rolling across his dough as he sits in his Justice League t-shirt and khaki shorts, seems to be hyper-focusing all his attention on his creation, which still appears to be just a pool of dough. With a full lifetime of learning and experiences ahead of them, one can imagine their potential and the many successes they can achieve, even as they are only concentrating on this immediate success of their Play-Doh creations awaiting to emerge. What these 4 preschoolers don't know is that separated from them by time and space is a group of preschool teachers along with a few preschool administrators taking part in a study. Pulled from an education conference they were attending, the study participants individually watched the preschoolers in a video of 12 randomized scenarios of traditional classroom activities, both free play and structured, of 30 seconds each. Asked to detect challenging behavior in the classroom before it becomes problematic, the eye movement of the teachers was then measured using eye-tracking software. In addition to the varying creatures in front of them, the varying hairstyles and wardrobe choices, one of the most obvious differences among the 4 children was their race, as 2 were black and 2 were white. While the scenarios presented intentionally did not contain any challenging behavior, when the teachers were asked to anticipate it, where do you think the eyes of the teachers were focused?